Well, what I started doing initially was to attend local cybersecurity meetup, going to weekly events locally, meeting people. Initially it was like, all right, I'm going to roll up to this meeting. I don't know anybody, but after I attended like four or five of them, I became a regular. And
Mm.
one of the more experienced guys said, hey, you have to check out the Cyber Age. And so I did. And I was like, this is exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for hands-on experience. I'm looking for a clear roadmap on the process of job applications. That was one of the things that CyberRange is awesome with. Just creating a system, all of the spreadsheets, all of the AI enabled tools to help prepare for interviews and interview questions, and just Josh's system, from the beginning and to the end in terms of your job search. So I had my spreadsheet going. I think I applied to maybe 160 jobs
Okay.
before I had my first interview. But the process was great because I had the spreadsheet. I was just dropping in my job descriptions, just gave me like a great system
I
for my
see.
job process.
Hi everyone, my name is Sija. I help run the Cyber Range and support our members. We've been growing as a community from small and now we're getting bigger and we are trying to continue to grow. And now we have one of our Cyber Range member and his name is Peter. He recently landed a job as a tier 1 customer support specialist. He's agreed to come on the and share his journeys. Hi Peter.
Hello.
Hi. Will you mind just give us a brief introduction about your background and what were you doing before you landed this new role?
Sure. Yeah. I've had I'm not a young man, so I've had a few previous careers. And about 3 years ago, I started a career transition and I really wanted to get into cybersecurity. So I started, going down the road of getting certifications, Security Plus, Network Plus, A Plus, and just trying to add what I could to hopefully land an entry level job in cybersecurity. And that's really what led me to the cyber range. Before I did, I don't know, maybe 15 years of sales. And then after college, I did a lot of marketing and technical writing. And then I did some light IT work for a company I was working with. So more like work group related Windows IT services. So, and that's what really kind of steered me into a more technical interest.
Okay, so you're saying at the beginning of your career, you're doing like sales, marketing, and more like customer facing, but now you're still doing customer facing, and then you discover that you have this passion for IT technology and you kind of pivot that into the cybersecurity with your
Exactly. I
B1
think I ended up
experience.
Exactly. I think I ended up, opening myself up to the possibility of some customer support or customer success roles, but I really focused my search in tech companies. So like SaaS companies in particular, software as a service support, which is a lot different than just regular customer support. So
Yes.
having a lot of IT background, cybersecurity background, hands-on experience that I got in the cyber range, all those things really allowed me to um, really qualify myself for the position. It was a really competitive position for an entry-level job, like all entry-level
Yes.
jobs are, I think, right now in tech, in cybersecurity specifically. So I think because I opened myself up to more customer-facing technical support roles, it really opened up a few more opportunities for me and helped me land this job.
Oh, that's really great advice. And um, will you mind sharing what were you doing in this new role day to day?
Yeah, so I'm working for a company that provides a SaaS healthcare platform to retail healthcare providers like chiropractors,
Yes.
dentists, wellness centers, things of that nature. So it's the system that allows like patient reminders.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have a dentist appointment and you get a text reminder, we're
Yes.
one of the providers that allows that integration um, between the provider's electronic healthcare record system and client facing communications. So it's all HIPAA compliant. You've got a lot of PII issues you have to be aware of and things like that that really um, my cybersecurity training really helped prepare me for.
Oh, and thank you. That was like really specific that like you're doing a lot of like customer facing, but on top of that, you need to have the the security, the cybersecurity, the theory, the foundation to be able to handle the technical part of this role.
Yeah, you're handling a lot of, sensitive, confidential information that's you have to handle a certain way, just like all PII.
Yes.
So I think having the background that I had in terms of certification, cyber range training, I was able to speak to it in the interviews better. And I think it made the company more comfortable with me, just knowing that I was aware of just PII processes
Yes.
and how to handle sensitive information internally.
Okay, that's super cool. And also if you're comfortable, will you mind sharing your salary range? That's like most of the people still in the market they're like looking for. Just if you will be able to share
Yeah,
this.
yeah. So, the salary range is like right around 50 to 60 a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that that was pretty average for a lot of these entry level jobs. And, for me, honestly, yeah, salary is important, right? I mean, you have to pay
Yes.
your bills, but it's also just a moment in time, right? So, like, I've
Yes.
had a previous careers, and it's really important to have a perspective on it. Getting an opportunity, meeting people within a company, and establishing yourself is the real payoff. The pay, whatever you decide to accept in the beginning, remember that's not it's just your foot in the door. And that's the most important payoff.
Yes.
Because if you're good at what you do and you excel at your job, you won't be at that pay
Mm-hmm.
rate very long, right? They're going to see the value in what you have to offer. And really it's just an opportunity to get in a good company, meet people, and just start proving yourself. So my recommendation would don't not be to limit yourself on your job search to certain salary ranges. Open yourself up to everything because you're opening yourself up to opportunity.
Yes, I really love your this point. That this is so cool. It's like like when you accept the offer, it's not just about the numbers, about the salary. It's about your
I think
potentials.
I think it's easy to get too fixated on the initial offer, salary
Mm-hmm.
offer, and make judgments about the opportunity based on that. But really, I can't emphasize this strongly enough. Getting your foot in the door with a good company in tech right now is challenging. There's a lot of competition with applicants. And I would just welcome any opportunity that comes your way
Mm-hmm.
and just make the most of it. And in a couple years, the salary you'll be earning will be completely different than what the initial offer was.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Like this is like the most like realistic like opinion or like the feedback I got, like people feel like a lot of things, oh, like technology, like a lot of them will be like six figure or something. Yes, they will be out there, but the point is with the certification, with your degree, with your networking, all of them put yourself into the door, and from there is like how you wanna is settle yourself and the speed, and it's really just up to you.
Yeah, I mean, use me as an example, right? I wanted to be a SOC analyst,
Yes.
right? And that was my focus. But all of my training and preparation for SOC analysis, I mean, I went deep into try hack me. I'm in the top like 0.5% in try hack me. I really was serious about my studies. But it was important to know that with all the changes going on with AI, SOC analyst jobs are becoming harder and harder and harder to find. And so I didn't want to just limit myself to that. But all of that training and all of that studying really prepared me to speak about just general technology
Mm-hmm.
in my interviews. And even though I didn't land a SOC analyst role initially, it just started the journey. And I think it's
Yes.
important for people that are on a similar journey not to get too fixated on what your initial goal is, but to just know that it's preparing you. Maybe it's preparing you for something else related to SOC analysis. Maybe there's a software vendor out there that sells a red teaming tool, an AI red teaming tool. Well, they're going to maybe want to hire you in a sales position because you have such a great solid background on SOC analysis. So
Yes.
just remember to cast a wide net in your job search and just keep an open mind.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for the advice. So I was also want to deep dive a little bit about like your overall experience in cyber range. Like how do you find out our program or the even the communities like.
Yeah, it was interesting. So what I started doing initially was to attend local cybersecurity meetups.
Yes.
So, going to weekly events locally, meeting people. Initially it was like, all right, I'm gonna roll up to this meeting. I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
What's happened? But after I attended like four or five of them, I became a regular. And
Mm,
one of the more experienced guys said, "Hey, you have to check out the Cyber Age." And so I did. And I was like, this is exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for hands-on experience. I'm looking for a clear roadmap on how the process of job applications. That was one of the things that Cyber Range is awesome with. Just creating a system, all of the spreadsheets, all of the AI enabled, tools to help prepare for interviews and interview questions, and just Josh's system, from the beginning and to the end in terms of your job search. So I had my spreadsheet going. I think I applied to maybe 160 jobs
okay.
before I had my first interview.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the process was great because I had the spreadsheet. I was just dropping in my job descriptions. It was
Yeah.
feeding back, interview questions, and it just really just gave me like a great system
I
for my
see.
job process, my
Yeah.
job search.
Yeah, I know. Like when you discuss when you just like talking about this, I realized that like the roadmap and also the employability framework, he always mentioned that, right? So when we using the application, it's like routines, like every day, like you can
Mhm,
do one of them or five of them, but you have a tracker. Like it's like you can be able to go back to check which company or which recruiter you talk to,
mhm.
and you have a really clear mindset, like to be like where am I right now. And yeah, that's pretty
And,
cool.
and it gave me a lot of confidence too, because you apply for 100 jobs, you don't really remember them all, and then if somebody calls you back,
Yeah.
it was just great to go back to the spreadsheet and just pull up my interview questions and not have to worry about it. So it just gives you a lot of confidence. And yeah, it's just good to have the structure and the routine and just to have somebody that, like, I really felt like Josh was there guiding me personally in the
Mm-hmm.
job search journey because the way he has the cyber range set up, it's just do the training, educate yourself, start creating your portfolio on GitHub. Like the process is just there. You just have to do it. And then once you're deep into it, you just start believing in yourself. You're like, all right, I know this. Like I am prepared for this job search now. And and you meet people in the cyber range community
Mm-hmm.
and ask questions. I was always have questions, and there were some great, great resources in the cyber range. Just people
Yes.
who are willing to help, people who are willing to answer your questions, whatever question you might have. It was just, I didn't feel alone,
Yes.
in the
Yes.
job
Mm-hmm.
process. I felt like I had a full team preparing me for the journey.
Yeah, so that was interesting. As when you mentioned this, it remind me that at the beginning when we just like trying to come up with this like really nice package with the cyber secure like the cyber range the courses, right? And now I realize that actually the value is compounding with all the members. It's like the community engagement, and everybody's like trying to help with like whatever your specific like customized questions and what
Yeah.
kind of role you're looking for. And in the community, there's a lot of like great, like really good heart person, like people's out there. Like,
Yeah, and there's
mm-hmm.
people, in different stages of their journeys.
Yes.
Maybe they're already in the interviewing process and they have advice. Like this is just my advice for my journey, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody else has their own unique journeys they're on. So it's just a great resource of people. The training for me was great. I developed a pretty extensive GitHub portfolio,
Mm-hmm.
and that was just nice to reference in my interviews. And I just think all of those pieces that Josh helped me put in place, every one of them, no single one was the thing that got me the job, but together it prepared me to really um, feel confident in my interviews and just know what I was talking about.
Okay. So, speaking of the interviews, I know you've been have like extensive knowledge about communication and customer service. Like, can you give us like some advice or tips on how you prepare interview, like both the soft skills and also the technical skills?
Yeah. So for me, you don't really talk about soft skills in an interview, you
Okay.
demonstrate them, right?
Okay.
Like
Yes.
how you're talking and how you're interacting, that's going to prove your soft skills.
Okay.
And for me, um, the Anki deck interview
Mm-hmm.
questions
Mm-hmm.
were great. And I found that the star-based questions, the general questions like tell me about your strengths, what are your weaknesses, tell me about a time you had a challenging stakeholder.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much in every one of my interviews, every one of them asked me those questions, like
Okay.
the basic star format questions. So for sure, go through your Anki deck.
Mm-hmm.
And because I wasn't, my interviews towards the end weren't cybersecurity related. I didn't really need to have to focus on the technical
Okay.
Anki deck questions. I focused more on the general star questions, and they really helped me. I mean, you are guaranteed to be asked those questions in an interview.
Okay. I see. So it's more like define the scenario and come up with a solution and then report the feedback, right? Like
Yeah, so the four that I was asked every single time were uh, tell me about your strengths, tell
mm-hmm.
me about your weaknesses, tell me about a time you had a challenging stakeholder, and tell me about your most successful project, and tell me about your least successful project. Every interview I had asked me those five questions.
Okay, that's cool. And then I realized that I also understand that because you are learning, like I was looking at your LinkedIn portfolio, like you have so many certification and like what you intensively like doing. Like I think this course, like the interviewer, the recruiter will feel so confident, like so comfortable that giving you this role, right? So that,
Yeah,
mm-hmm,
how you put yourself forward in your LinkedIn profile is super important. Everybody's going to look at that.
yes,
And for me, I just kind of knew that to have some credibility in tech, I needed some certifications.
yes,
And so I did the three, the trifecta, A plus, Network plus, Security plus. It was just nice to have all three of those for me, um, because it opened me up to things other than pure security. You know,
yes,
Josh says, "Hey, open yourself up to IT opportunities as well."
mm-hmm,
So I opened myself up to IT opportunities, but I also opened myself up to customer success, customer support opportunities, technical support opportunities. So, just cast a wide net, and having some broad certifications will help you do that.
Okay, so it's like with a open mindset and with the the right attitude, like, and you'll be able to like land jobs.
Yeah, I mean, for example, let's say I was super passionate about IT, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I took a customer facing role in a company. Well, guess what? I sit right next to the whole IT support department.
Yeah.
Right. So now I'm meeting all these people, and I'm meeting the manager of the IT department. And if I wanted to, I've kind of have an in there now if I wanted to pivot
Yes.
to IT, right? That's why
Yeah.
I'm saying it's so important just to keep an open mind, get your foot in the door somewhere, and then opportunities will present themselves.
Yeah, that's really smart move. Like really, Peter, I realized that it's like once you're inside their group and I'm sure you're gonna hear their conversations. They come to you for questions, you come to them for questions in a daily base, right? Or even you walk
Yeah.
like hybrid, you can pin them. Hey, like what, like whatever, like hey, another like Sally or hey Lily or whoever, right? Peter or whatever. Like, what's this question? How can I? Like, they can just give you like direct answer and respond, and all
Mhm.
of this will be such a great value for you to prepare your next role or internally, right? If it's an opening or externally.
Well, exactly. I already knew,
Yeah,
like, even after my second week, they were promoting internally that they were going to be hiring a technical support person.
that was
And
so cool.
that my customer facing role is very technical. I mean, it's
Yes,
technical support.
yes.
And so, that we're all sitting in an office environment. They're hearing me support clients in a
Mm-hmm.
technical way. And, who knows? One day they're going to be like, hey, Peter, we have an opening. You know what you're talking about. Would you be interested in interviewing for it? Or are you happy where you are? It's just, yeah, I'm just super, super excited about the job I landed, the opportunity I have. And it wasn't easy. I mean, it took me a year and a half,
Do you like
of
continuous
job.
replying in this a year and a half, like actively?
To one extent or another, I was on the job hunt. After I joined the cyber range, I got way more structured and it became
Oh,
more of a production line, and that's when I
yeah.
landed the job.
I
before
see.
CyberRange, I was just kind of throwing out, resumes, and maybe they weren't, ATS formatted resumes correctly. And, like
Mm-hmm.
the range really
Give you
teaches
the
that, hey,
structure.
gives you the structure. So it was for me, it was a trip to see how inefficient my process was when just kind of winging it myself. And then after I kind of like got into the cyber range,
Mm-hmm.
everything just took off for me anyway.
Yeah, I think the cyber range is like a tool, a system that as long as you have the dedication to follow with the
Mhm.
right energy and routine and you keep execute. Like execution is like a bit like I think
It's the whole thing. I mean,
is
for
the
me,
whole
I
thing,
was
yeah.
really dedicated, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I went through a lot of the training twice. I just really wanted to. It's one of those things where you can't just go through the motions. You actually have to learn the processes. And there's a lot of things like in Josh's instant response
Yeah.
section. For me, that was really, really important. And your average cyber range student may not pick up on that right away, but for me, that's kind of the whole ticketing process within a company. So an
Ooh.
alert is created, it's assigned to owner. You work the ticket or the case, and you make notes, and then you change its status to complete. Like, so that's my whole job. And I think for a lot of people in tech that are handling cases or
Mm-hmm.
tickets, that process is really important. And going through the training, working with tickets, working in instant response allowed me to talk about just how I would manage a ticket in my
Yeah.
interviews.
Yeah, thanks for providing that really valuable feedback. And also, the next question is like, how do you find like what kind of like job search engine you use to be able to locate interviews and offers?
I was okay, so I was on let me look at my browser shortcuts here. So a
Okay.
lot. So I was on ZipRecruiter,
Yes.
Glassdoor, Indeed, um, Remote Remote Hunter,
Uh-huh.
which is like a remote
Okay.
job search engine. But honestly, for me anyway, all of those jobs that I saw on the job boards were also on LinkedIn.
Okay.
And I really liked using LinkedIn because I applied for all my jobs on LinkedIn.
Okay.
And I just found that if I saw a job on Glassdoor, I could also find that job on LinkedIn.
Mm,
And I liked LinkedIn because I put a lot of time and effort into my profile, and I had a big network built. I have like 800 maybe people now. And then I could also contact people I met at my local cyber meetups. So
yes.
LinkedIn was kind of like my hub for everything job related. And they have a great tracking system. So here's the jobs you've already applied for, and then it starts making recommendations to you. So it was all about LinkedIn for me.
Yeah, I also like browse around LinkedIn and realized that some of the jobs they will say, okay, right now it has like more than 1,000 people apply already. Do
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. So for sure, limit your search to the last 24 hours.
Okay.
For sure. Like if a job's been posted for 2 weeks, like personally, I wouldn't waste my time applying. Like
Okay.
the company probably just hasn't gotten around to updating the job listing yet.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, most companies, they're going to get a bunch of a bunch of applications within the first day or two. And that's what they're going to work off of. And anything else that comes in after that is probably just not going to happen. So limit your search to 24 hours, stay on it every day, make it part of your routine, and it's going to pay off.
Okay. So you also mentioned that you spent like more than a year in this like job search, right? And what keeps you keep going? Like what was the momentum? Like when some of the members or the people still in the job searching market, they were like down, you know, like the
Yeah,
times
you
that you
lose
should.
you lose
Yes.
inspiration. You lose,
Uh-huh.
well, I
They
mean
want some
the our
motivations and like how do
well
you
like
face those?
yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I guess for me, like failure's never been an option. And I'm not getting any younger. And I was like, hey, if I'm gonna make this career transition happen, I gotta like pour my whole being into it. I've gotta like every day approach it like a job. Like I'm putting 8 hours a day into learning and training and being part of the cyber community, the cyber range community, going to local meetups, applying for jobs, learning, certifications, testing.
Mm,
Like every day I put 8 hours into that.
I
And
see.
that's what really paid off for me.
Okay. Yeah, Peter, I think that was really cool that you what you caught me is the my thinking is your local meetup. I feel like we cannot just keep outputting something, like keep learning without feedback, right? So either you join some online communication like communities like Cyber Range or Cyber Community, or you be just like face to face with the people that you meet locally. That
Mhm.
energy, that feedback give you is positive, so that you want to continue even though you either hasn't done a job or hasn't get the most satisfied job but have an offer, right? But that keeps you just be so engaging. That's how it feels like fits back to me. Like every day my job also goes back to communities, talk to the members, and share their feedback and also improve like the overall production. So
Mhm.
that helps me to feed me to, oh, I'm doing something that not just by myself, I'm not alone, there's a whole community out there that we are living every day, and also we are challenging ourselves every day and improving ourselves every day. So it feels more like it's like go back to school in like high school, middle school kind of feeling. So like yeah, we have like
Yeah, yeah.
buddies.
Honestly, it wasn't easy for me to go like the first few meetups. You're nervous. You're like, okay, I'm gonna
Yes.
show up to this meeting. I'm gonna walk in there. I don't know anybody. It's gonna be awkward at first. And
Yes,
yeah, sitting in my car, before like, okay.
I know.
But I'll tell you what, there was one person, and if you're watching the video, you know who you are.
Oh,
Um, but he really inspired me. He was like my age, but very successful in cybersecurity and just tech in general. And he always encouraged me. He's like, Peter, you're gonna make it. Whoever gets you is gonna be lucky. And you'll find someone like that at a meetup or someone in your life that you'll have those days where you're down and oh man, I've applied for 50 jobs. No
yeah.
one's calling me. And
Yes,
that one person's gonna be like, keep it up, Peter. It's
I
gonna work out.
know.
Just keep doing what you're doing and you're gonna find the right opportunity. And I did.
That's so cool. Yeah, you'll be able to. Is it the local person, like local meetup? You meet this person?
Mhm. But he's also a connection on LinkedIn. And that's why I think LinkedIn for me was really important. It just kind of ties a lot of these different communities together. Josh is on LinkedIn. There's a lot of cyber range folks on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
You
there's a
know,
lot of
here,
people like
yeah.
experience like right a lot of like a lot of people even in the field that if you hear their feedback say, hey Peter, you can do it like with your right amount of like effort, everything that you're on the right path, that it gives you like reassuring you that okay, I'm just like it's like you keep stick
Yeah.
with this that
You need that. You need that. We
yes,
all have our self-doubt and everything. You need someone to
yes.
help encourage you, keep you
Mm-hmm.
going. And yeah.
Okay. Okay. Peter, thank you so much. And do you have any like last advice or tips or experience that you want to share with all the members?
Yeah,
Yes.
for anybody who's my age, older, um, don't be afraid to try something new. Don't be afraid to learn. Through the process, you know, of like kind of like educating myself again, learning a new field, I got really my mind got quick, and I just became like a college kid again. And it was anybody can do anything. Don't let age or what you think about your age hold you back.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for I honestly I think you're looking good. So yeah.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining us for the call today. And yeah, I will see you around in the Sabah range and just
All right, thank you.
keep like posting and keep us updated.
I will. I will. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Have a great day.
Bye.
So no pressure, obviously, but if you're serious about getting into cybersecurity or you just want real non-sandbox hands-on experience with actual enterprise tools in a live shared network, you can get all of that in the Cyber Range. In the past year, we've done about 100 employment verifications. That is like real employers reaching out to us to confirm experience for people in the community that have actually landed jobs. When you onboard into the community, you'll get issued credentials for access to our company's actual network, which is a real live corporate environment with over 1,200 users and fully licensed enterprise security stack with platforms like Tenable Vulnerability Management, Microsoft Defender for Endpoint, and Microsoft Sentinel. And just like at a real security job, we'll provide training covering everything that you'll encounter, from enterprise vulnerability management to threat hunting to general security operations as well. And you'll get experience and training better than if you were hired as a corporate junior SOC analyst. Every week, we also have a cybersecurity threat hunt and capture the flag challenge where you can compete for cash prizes while building legit resume experience at the same time. And this isn't a simulation, it's like real infrastructure with real users, real attacks, and organic logs that you'll have hands-on access to. So if you're interested, check out the link in the description and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.